I want people to feel all the words that I'm singing, because so many people do that for me. My name is Islima. I am 26 years old and I am from Brooklyn. So right now I am a full-time student. I work full-time as an LPN, a licensed practical nurse, and I'm in school to become a registered nurse, but I'm also a full-time singer. I've been singing since I was 7, so it's really been embedded in my childhood. I feel like there's so many different lanes that have collided into one that has brought me to where I am. It's kind of hard to decipher where to start, but obviously family input is huge. I started singing because of my family, and I also started finding a passion for nursing because of my family, and that's a huge aspect of my life. Let's throw it back to graduating high school. I started going to Temple University, not for music, not for nursing. I was a broadcasting telecommunications major. Being out of state was amazing. Being in Philly was amazing, but I couldn't afford the tuition, so I came back home to chase music. I am of Haitian descent. I have an old traditional Haitian family, so me not finishing school and not finishing school to sing was like, I was exiled from the family. They were like, oh, that's what you want to do? All right, cool. So I started working retail. I joined this indie music label that was based in Brooklyn called Greenidge-James, and I found my passion again for singing. And I did that up until I was about 21, and I realized that I am a struggling artist and I need to figure out what to do with my life, because at the time, music was fun. I was doing open mics and showcases, but it wasn't paying the bills. I can say I might have been like the rebel child. I'm an Aries, so I do what I want to do. I'm impulsive, and that has gotten me in trouble a lot of times, but it also makes me who I am. And so when I realized that I didn't have the support of my family in regards to music, even though I was frustrated, it kind of gave me fuel. And it made me feel a lot of emotions that I can always tap into when need be when I'm performing. So sometimes I may not be in a space to execute what I need to execute. And like other artists, I can pull from heartbreak when I need to. I can pull from desperation when I didn't have any money, and I can pull from anger. So I became Islima Songbird, or I acquired the name Songbird when I was in 6th grade. I went to a private school in Long Island, Lehigh. Whoop, whoop. I sang for a fundraiser for my school, and the dean, the head of the school, introduced me as the school's songbird. And so it stuck with me all throughout middle school, high school, and it became who I was. And even when I would audition or sing for events, weddings, everyone would be like, oh my God, you're such a songbird.
Everybody say, hey, songbird. Hey, songbird.
And I lived through that. And when I would express myself through music, it related to being a songbird because I was allowed to fly. And so the name Songbird is really important to me, and that's why it's really hard to come to a point where I have to remove it from my name, because unfortunately there are other artists that call themselves Songbird. And so it's a little bit cliche and it's not unique, and my name is unique, Islima. It means Princess of Peace, and because I am maturing into who I am and understanding who I am, it's time to remove the songbird as much as I love it and just really stand whole in who Islima is and show the world who she is.
Just click in my fucking name. Get my fucking different clothes we come.
I realized that singing was much more than a hobby at a very young age. So a lot of people don't know I had a really terrible speech impediment when I was younger. I stuttered severely. And a lot of people also don't realize that when you sing or when you act, you do not stutter. And so being on stage helped me with my confidence so much, because every time I sing, I wouldn't stutter. And so I was able to really feel comfortable on stage, because off stage, I was stuttering. So it was more than a hobby because it helped me develop confidence. And when I was 14, I auditioned to be a part of this international children's gospel choir, and I actually toured Germany when I was 14, and that was my first professional gig. And I fell in love with being on a bus, being around musicians, being around other singers, and we sang every night for 7 nights, and I was like, this is what I want to do. But I was still in school, I was 14. So of course my parents were like, that's cute, you know, you had a great opportunity, but you have to finish school and you need an education. So I wasn't allowed to listen to all types of music growing up. I had really strict parents, you know. But R&B, as far as Lauryn Hill, Toni Braxton, Greenidge-James, and the Supremes were played all the time in my home. And so I have a very old soul. I love old R&B, jazz and blues music. So anytime there's like a live band, like that's why I prefer to sing with live band, because that's what I was raised on. Have a very old school vibe when I sing. But now, because I'm a millennial, and just the flow of where music is now, I have to change the way I sing a little bit just to fit into what's happening. So even though I maintain my old school rich R&B sound, I try to infuse modern and urban contemporary music into that. I had a heart-to-heart with my aunt who raised me and who is a nurse, and so I went to LPN school and I got my license, and that was able to allow me to be self-sustainable while still chasing my dreams, and I do both now. So my loves are music and medicine. A major struggle right now, and it has been for some time, is being able to balance my work life and my life as a singer. I really do live a dual life. You know how some people, they're like, I have this one thing and that's all I want to do, right? And then there are other people at all kinds of ages who are indifferent about what they want to do and they don't have a passion. They're still stuck in their like 40 whatever. I'm in a place where I have two things that I love so much, and if I don't do both, I don't feel fulfilled. And so when I don't sing, I get depressed, I'm anxious, I don't feel myself. But if I'm not giving of myself to someone else, especially in the field of nursing, I serve people every day, and seeing them smile makes me, because I was raised by a nurse, and just seeing how she sacrificed her whole life to give me such an amazing childhood, there's an internal obligation for me to pay it forward. And I know I can do that with music, but if I can do it in a way that is tangible, like I'm seeing someone, I'm touching them, I'm healing them, in that moment, I feel like I'm saying thank you to God for giving me such an amazing aunt who did that for me. And so I can't choose between music and nursing. I have to do both. And that's been my biggest struggle, because you can't give 100% to two things. So every day, I try to do a little bit of all, and I can't. And I don't even know why I'm getting emotional, but it's a daily struggle, to be honest. Choosing between two things that I absolutely love.
I can't believe the lies that I went for. Thought you was mine. And I can't believe the lies that I went for. Thought you was mine, but you decided to be with her though.
No, let's get back to the vulnerable. Thought you was mine, but you decided to be with her though.
And I can't believe the lies, huh?
You should feel like you're about to cry.
I know.
Where's your emotion?
It's there.
I think anything that I give my time to has to have some form of purpose for me, because time is of the essence and I barely have it. It needs to be purposeful. So even now with certain shows that I do, people that inquire about working with me, if it doesn't align with who I am, what I represent, and my purpose, then it's not gonna be done. And I think also transcendence emotionally. I want to bring people to a whole nother space. I want them to be in this emotional realm with me when I sing. And so I think when I'm performing, I want them to flow with me and transcend into a different time. And when they listen to my music, to transcend back to the moment where it was made, or where they heard me sing or saw me live. I want to create memories and then lock it in that time.
Trying to do it over, bring it back and rewind it. But all that glitters isn't gold, I was blinded. Should've never gave you my heart on assignment. And I can't believe the lies that I went through. Thought you were mine, but you decided to be with her, though. You took my feelings and just threw them out the window. Feel like it's too hard for me to fall in love.